Welcome back to another race for you guys. My name is Tyler, and tonight we're doing night number 1 of the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions trip to Volusia as we head into the Dirt Car Nationals. Last night, we saw Donnie Schatz hang around, skip out on World of Outlaws practice at Volusia, and pick up his second win in just 3 races into the 2021 season. Tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit different format. Qualifying, hot laps, heat races, B main action, and dash action. I'll shorten up for you guys and then do a full review of the A main. Let me know down below what you guys think of the shorter or longer videos, as I always want to provide the best content for you guys moving forward as we recap the 2021 season. So let's get right into the action, everybody, and we're doing night number 1 of the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions trip to Volusia. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. Like I said, tonight is night number 1 of the All-Stars trip to Volusia, and we've got plenty of All-Stars and Outlaws here as we get set for the Dirt Car Nationals. I'm actually reporting from my car tonight because I'm actually going to be on my way to Volusia tomorrow evening. So we're doing this one on the fly. Tonight we had 34 cars come into the pits, so we've got 4 groups. 5 would transfer out of each group, and as always, we start off with hot laps and then qualifying. And through hot laps and qualifying, we were about halfway up the track, and there was nowhere near where we would be by the time we got to the feature. Setting quick time tonight was Brad Sweet, the Big Cat, with a time of 13 flat. In second was Brent Marks after coming from a dreadful East Bay and Screven. He's really looking strong tonight, and he set quick time early on. Third fastest was Donnie Schatz after picking up the win last night and going 2 for 3 so far on the season. David Gravel and the Big Game Motorsports number 2 set a 4th fastest time of 13.1. And Jason Sides, with the new backing from Rico Abreu, he sets a 5th fastest time of 13.2. So the top 5 were actually within 2/10 of each other. In heat number 1, Jacob Allen would actually start shotgun on the field from 7th. And early on, he would start moving up, hoping that he would get into a transfer spot. Remember, we're transferring 5 into the feature. Donnie Schatz would start 4th and finish 3rd, so he'll be the fastest transfer, and he'll go to the dash. And then we had Sheldon Hodenshield and Ian Madsen going wing to wing, and Sheldon actually picked up the win, and Ian Madsen and the McGee Motorsports looks good again tonight, finishing 2nd in his heat. Heat race number 2 had a Rookie of the Year contender, Parker Price Miller, with the World of Outlaws starting next to David Gravel. And David Gravel would go out to the lead and end up actually winning heat number 2. The Big Cat, Brad Sweet, would be the fastest transfer, and they'll both go to the dash. Heat number 3 had the KCP Racing number 18 of Gio Selzy starting on the pole, and the top 5 would start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Caravan Trailers number 9 of Casey Kane in place of James McFadden was really looking strong on the bottom, and the bottom really started to show itself in heat number 3. Tyler Swank and the crew for the 18 had the top ripping for Gio. Heat number 4, we had Craig Kinzer starting on the pole next to Logan Schuhart, and Craig and Mikey Kemper had the car hooked up and pinned to the bottom. The bottom was definitely the place to be in heat number 4, and they were solid on the bottom. Craig Kinzer went on to get the win, and then the fastest transfer was Brian Brown, and they will go to the dash. The dashes are a random draw and will set the inside 5 rows and the outside 5 rows. The winner of Dash 1 will start on the pole, and Sheldon Hodenshield legged the field and was ripping the top. The middle of the track was just a shiny piece of glass, and the bottom was really gone at this point. The top was definitely the place to be, and Sheldon was ripping it in the number 17 NOS Energy Drink car. And then in dash number 2, Brent Marks drew the pole, and he was 2nd quickest in qualifying, but he was on the inside, and the restart, they just didn't go anywhere on the bottom. The top was definitely the place to be. Brian Brown started on outside front row, and he'll start outside of the front row for the feature as he got the win in dash number 2. B main action looks like this, 12 laps, and it's going to set the final 4 cars for tonight's feature event at Volusia. Corey Eliason was starting on the pole. and he would jump right up to the top and go to the lead. Mason Daniel would slide into second, and they would finish there. And then coming to the line of the B main finish with about 3 laps to go, Brock Zierfoss was probably about 15 car lengths behind Cale Conley for the final transfer spot, and slowly roped him in with the brake rotors glowing and ripping the top. And going into 3 and 4 on the final lap, he was about 4 or 5 car lengths back and slid Cale Conley. They come together coming to the line, and Brock Zierfoss is going to go to his first feature event of the season. Next up would be the A main. We're going 25 laps for $6,000, and the winner for the night 1 of the Ollie Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions. The initial restart would get waved off, and then on the second restart, Jason Sides would get spun into the infield and come to a stop against the inside wall. And on the third restart, Brian Brown would head out to the lead and rip the top, leading the first 5 or 6 laps. Brad Sweet would chase him down running the top as well, and Donnie was doing Donnie things, riding the bottom, and actually slipped past Brian Brown, and Brian Brown seemed to really get his momentum killed and would slip back to 4th at this point. Donnie and Brad seemed to be the class of the field early on, while we did see a couple people on the ticker starting to slide forward. David Gravel and many others like Logan Schuhart were starting to rise to the top later on in the race. Halfway home, and Donnie would actually get by Brad, and then the very next lap, the caution would come out for Craig Kinzer, who had stopped in turn 1. On the restart, David Gravel makes a dive bomb move in 3 and 4 to get past Brian Brown and Sheldon. And Brian Brown actually got up over the cushion and then spun in front of the field and got collected by Gio Selzy, and then came to a stop with some wing damage and some rear end damage as well. Later on in the race, the bottom was definitely coming in. The top was definitely the place to be, but you could get a good run on the bottom, and Logan Schuhart was showing that as he came charging through the field later on in the race. And with 9 laps to go, we had Donnie Schatz leading, Brad Sweet second, and Logan Schuhart third, and you can stop me anytime when you've heard that before. Brad Sweet and Logan Schuhart were starting to rope in Donnie Schatz, and then the caution came out for Ian Madsen, who had stopped on the backstretch, and all that momentum that the McGee Motorsports crew seemed to build up, Lady Luck had seemed to catch up to them. And on the restart, it was all Logan Schuhart putting on some great moves with 6 laps to go. He went up to the top and got past Brad Sweet. Brad seemed to slip back a little bit towards the end, and then he chased down Donnie Schatz and passed him on the bottom in 1 and 2 with about 3 laps to go, and ended up winning by about 1.5 seconds. This is Logan's first win in the All-Stars since early on in his career. He said it builds a lot of momentum for them and all their partnerships that they have, like Dryden and JBI Group and CD Rigging, that have stuck with them all through the Shark Racing's career. The cream definitely rose to the top tonight with the All-Stars and the Outlaws both being on the track at the same time. We could see guys like David Gravel, Logan Schuhart, Sheldon Hodenshield, Brad Sweet, and Donnie Schatz are all going to be at the top in the world of Outlaws. And then in the All-Stars, so far we've seen Ian Madsen show his hand, Corey Eliason, Tyler Courtney's definitely going to be one to contend with as well, and even Brent Marks, who was second fastest tonight early on. So that wraps up night number 1. Join us back here tomorrow for night number 2 as we head to Volusia. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single bit of the action around the world of Outlaws and All-Star Series throughout 2021. I can't wait to see you at the next track, and have a wonderful day.